Good morning, everyone. It is 11 a.m. on the East Coast. Welcome to everyone around the globe joining us this morning for an awesome event with Gregory. Look forward to getting this Business Objects demo of BI4.2 SP06 going for you. So please, let's kick this thing off. So today, as I mentioned, we've got Gregory Batticchio, myself, Nathan Crook, the 360 Suite Group, and Paul Lancaster, Senior Pre-Sales Engineer here with 360, available and ready to tee up this live demo of BI4.2 SP06. And just a few fun facts to get the juices flowing, get everybody in the mood. I know all of you are Business Objects customers. But I want to make sure that that you guys know in the little control panel that where you logged in, if you click on the side button there should be a questions block where you are welcome to submit your questions at any point in time. Gregory is going to walk through the demo at a controlled pace to ensure that we get through all of the content. And we'll take questions and start answering once the demo is finished. Hopefully we get to them all, but if not, we will certainly follow up via email to let you know answers and ensure that we're covering all of your interest here. You will be receiving the recording, so no need to look around for that. There's also a handout with today's presentation in the handout section of your GoToWebinar control panel. So that is certainly available to download at any point in time. And then finally, help us help you. So please complete the exit survey. We want to make sure this information and this time is valuable. It's your time. So make sure that we understand your feedback and can improve on what we do here to bring more value. So with all that said, let's keep it moving. Go ahead, Pauline. So Webi fact number one, as you may be aware of, there we are, the #1 reporting tool on the BI market. We cover over 70% of the Fortune 100, over 20,000 customers use it around the world in production. And to this day, there is still not a better reporting platform on the market for enterprise reporting and business intelligence.
Okay, the next Webi fact we have for you is, a lot of you are probably very well aware, it has the ability to do complex reporting and heavy reporting. So if you have a lot of complex logic or a lot of data you're processing, Webi can handle that.
And it's self-service. Now, I know that this is the journey that most of you are on in some shape, form, or fashion, but the beautiful part about what brought Business Objects to the forefront as a BI platform is the semantic layer. And how that plays out is being able to give your business users the ability to understand and deliver the information they need to do their job. So, you know, without it, there would be no cloud.
And the last fact we have for you is Webi is also the #1 tool for request of improvements. The SAP Ideas Place takes any requests that customers have, and I imagine a lot of the improvements we're going to see today came directly from customers as SAP incorporates requests from customers to improve the product ongoing. So without further ado, we will get started.
Yeah, so don't stop. Give Gregory give him all the feedback you need.
Okay, yes, welcome everyone. I'm really happy to be with all of you in order to share what we did inside the 4.2 SP06. Okay, so let's start from there. So Today, the focus of this webinar is not to share with you new slides or of what we intend to deliver in the future, but really practically to show you how you can use the innovation we delivered into the 4.2 Service Pack 6. If I can click on the next slide. So the Service Pack 6 has been released in July this year, so last July. So this is the latest version available to all of you. You can upgrade to it. We recently delivered the very first patch. So the patch 1 for 4.2 Service Pack 6 is already available. And in a few seconds, my intent is to show you, next slide please, some of the main innovation we delivered into web intelligence. This is a summary really of what I will demo. If you want more, I really encourage you to look for the what's new in 4.2 Service Pack 6 on SAP Community Network on SAP SCN. You have much more to propose you, but I will focus today on the main innovation and really what makes sense and how you could imagine using them. Okay, so this being said, let's start the demo. Okay, can I get control, please?
Yes, I will make you the presenter.
Okay, let's start to show my screen. You let me know when you can see it, please.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. So let's start the demo this way. Let's log in. And here we are inside. This is a new BI Fury Launchpad. So the new BI Launchpad that we propose since the 4.2 Service Pack 4 as an option. As an option, you have to understand that since the Service Pack 4, either you can stay with the classic experience, so the classic BI Launchpad, where inside you will find the classic web intelligence experience, or you can propose to your end user to give a try with the new BI Fury Launchpad, and inside the new BI Fury Launchpad, you will find the new Webi interactive viewer. And to propose this experience, is really simple. Once again, this is an option. This is just a matter to deploy the right web application. So the new BI Fury Launchpad is accessible via HTTP BOE/BI Launchpad, like I highlighted it in the URL, or the classic is BOE/BI classic way. But let's focus on the classic the new BI Launchpad. So the new BI Launchpad, only the interface is new. The intent is to propose you in a more modern way all your existing content. So you will find my home, you will find all your scheduled tasks, you will find your inbox. That's why the end user can find the document being shared with them. You will find a classic way to navigate into your folders, so that's the folder tree, displaying the public folder as well as my personal folder, and so on and so on. If we go back to my home, you might have noticed that you have some tile, and behind each tile, this is my recently viewed document. I can access my categories, my favorite document, which is a way to tag a specific document to be displayed immediately. And behind each tile, there is a Webi document. And let's start to open one Webi document in order to see it inside the new Webi interactive viewer. Just for information, this is an option in Service Pack 4. We have enhanced its capabilities in 4.2 Service Pack 5, and we go on inside the 4.2 Service Pack 6. This interface is touch ready. It works on all modern devices such as Surface Pro, iPad, Android tablet, and even on your favorite smartphone. If you manage or find a way to create a Webi document, then it can fit the screen of a smartphone. So, very first demo. The very first thing I'd like to show you is an option. When you might have noticed that when you open a Webi document, the experience is, I would say, abrupt. I get the interface, I get the background of my Webi document, which is blank, and suddenly I can see the charts. The very first thing we did in 4.2 Size Pack 4 was to add a new option, which is chart animation. So if you activate this option, you will see maybe like this now, charts are animated when you open your Webi document now. So you just have to activate it via the three dots properties option on off. You save this property as part of your Webi document, just click save. And the next time or every time you're going to open your Webi document, you will see the chart that will appear with a nice and elegant animation. So why did we decide to do that? So we decided to do that firstly at the opening of the Webi document as a first try, and we will extend this animation later. Let's say by the end of the next year, we plan to deliver this as part of the BI 4.3. What you plan for 4.3 is instead of having animation when you open a Webi document, you will get animation every time you interact with your Webi document. For example, when you will do a ranking or a top on top of a bar chart, you decide to apply a top 5, and you on the bar chart, in this case, only the bar chart will be animated, and you will see the bar moving before or after each other to compose and to build the top 5. So it will be an elegant way to propose you what we call semantic morphing. Like this, when you will focus on a specific bar chart, you will see this specific bar chart moving from the previous state to the new state elegantly, smoothly, with a great level of performance. And you will see this kind of animations when you will apply a filter, when you apply the ranking, when you will use your input controls, or when you will use element linking inside your Webi document. So chart animations so far today is available in SP6 when you open your document. Later, it will be part of your interactive workflow. So it was the very first thing I would like to share with you. Second thing is the following one. That's the second innovation, it's a kind of catch up with what we have in the classic Webi. Today, when you open this new Webi interface, it comes with great innovation, such as you can enable the drill by clicking the button. So in this case, drill is enabled for the chart. If I right click my chart, if I want, I can add a comment, right? I can add a comment, so just once, great, blah, blah. So these capabilities are part of the tool natively, right? And if I highlight, I can see this nice tooltips that will show me my comment, etc., etc. So what you did as a second innovation is to let you choose what you would like to be part of your user interface. It means that, like for the classic HTML, classic Webi, you can decide to show or hide some capabilities of the new Webi interactive viewer. So how does it work? It's really easy. For this, you just have to go into your CMC. So you have to log in as an administrator. Once you are in your CMC, you have to look for your favorite group of users. So the group I'm looking at is demo users. And if you do right click, you have these options, UI customization here. Click on it, and you have this nice dialog box that show you what you can hide in the Webi interface. So in the user interface elements, you can put pretty much all the buttons being exposed in the interface can be show or hidden. It's just a matter to select or unselect what you would like to display as part of the interface. So it works nicely with the classic Webi, the reading experience and the design experience. What we did for the new interactive viewer is, if you go in the feature, you have decided to apply the customization per group of features. So you can decide to remove the refresh button, remove the drill capability, remove the comment. if you decide to remove the design mode, there is a shortcut as part of the new interactive interface that brings you to the classic designer that you can decide to hide or not. So I'll show you how it is today. So today we have the refresh button, which is here. The drill can be activated via this action here. The design is accessible. Don't get me wrong, this is not the new designer, this is the classic designer, is accessible via this open in designer option, and the commentary is accessible via this option, and you can get this commentary here or by clicking on properties here. Here we go. So now that I have removed these three options, you just have to click Save and Close. So this is applied for this specific group demo user and the user, for example, GBO1. So now to see the result of this action, I'm going to log out, log in as GBO1, and see the result. Okay, GBO1, use my password, sign in. Let's open the same Webi document. This one, for example. And here we go. The features I have unchecked are no longer available in the interface. No refresh button anymore, no drill action anymore. Regarding the commentary tab, this is hidden. It was here, this is no longer the case. So now we have more or less the same mapping between UI customization and the new interactive viewer. In the future, what I show you here, and specifically this part, the user interface element, with all the actions, will perfectly match with the new interactive viewer, plus the new designer that you are working on for the next BI4.3. So like this, you will be able to hide capabilities via this group of features, or choose to make a granular choice of what you like to hide as part of your interface for the new interactive viewer and the future new designer. Okay, that was the second demo. Let's log out. I would like to show you the third one inside the interactive viewer. Let's log in as being my the power user E05. Sign in. So something maybe that will sound more useful for you is this capability that you have now inside this new interactive viewer, and only inside the new interactive viewer. We call this automatic refresh. So we get a bunch of requests asking that, hey, now that you have a nice and interactive web intelligence viewer that you can create thanks to your improvement, nice dashboard in Webi. I would like to display a nice Webi document on a very big screen, in the kind of mode full screen, and I would like this Webi document to refresh itself automatically at a frequency that I will choose. To achieve this, we have decided to propose you the auto refresh mode. So this is available only inside this new interface, this new interactive mode. So let's make my document full screen. There is even a hack to remove this application toolbar here at the top. If you're interested in, I can share the way to achieve this. Let's remove the filter bar. Let's activate the auto refresh mode. So you can define every n minutes the Webi document has to be refreshed. So it can be between 1 minute and 1,440 minutes, which would represent 24 hours. You can't choose 2 hours, that's only minutes. And once again, between the boundaries I've just shared with you, so let's make it 1 minute. Once I will have clicking on OK, if your document contains prompts, you will be prompted to fill in the prompts, and what you will enter will be kept for the next refresh. Second thing, the session will remain open as long as the automatic refresh is on. So you don't want to enter your credential every hour, for example. So we have fixed this. Once you start the automatic refresh by clicking on OK, you are good. Document will refresh a very first time. Here we go. The refresh for this Webi document take 1 minute, and that's it. You will get the last refresh displayed, date and time at the top, and to turn off, you just have to click on the top right to stop the automatic refresh. In the meantime, if it is a very long document, you can switch, go to the next page, previous page, navigate into your section, and so on and so on. But when the document will start a new refresh, in fact, it will reset it and make it as if it was a new opening, right? And I said the refresh every 1 minute. It means that the refresh will start. If your document needs 3 minutes to refresh, it will take 3 minutes to refresh, and after the end of the last refresh, that's where we will count 1 minute, right? This is 1 minute after the end of the previous refresh, not every 1 minute. Okay, for example, this one. Okay, that's my third demo. I will make a pause here just to let Nathan share with you the very first poll of questions. Nathan?
Excellent, thank you, Gregory. So we're looking to get a sense of who all is in the audience here and which BusinessObjects version are you using. So I'm going to launch this first poll. Please let us know where you're at. And that'll definitely help give Gregory a sense of where you guys are and how to position the way things are moving forward. Excellent. We're getting good responses here. This is awesome.
Yes, very good. Thank you.
And we're getting good questions too when we get to that point. So that's good stuff.
Okay, so vast majority of you are already on 4.2, which is really good. So moving to 4.2 SP6, I would say will be a piece of cake. We shouldn't say that, but I hope it will be a piece of cake. Okay, thank you very much. I still have noticed that you have very few customers still on XI 3.1, 2%. Just for your information, and a reminder.
I'm going to close. Okay, I'm going to share the results here.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Gregory.
Yeah, so it looks. Okay, you can go ahead, Gregory, if you wanted to. Go ahead.
Okay, 2% on XI 3.1. Just a reminder, the end of maintenance for the XI 3.1 is December this year. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's 2 months and a half. Okay. Let's move for the next part of the demo. So in this case, I hope you appreciate the innovation you bring inside the new interactive viewer. Everything I'm going to show you now, it will be inside the classic designer, because that's the place we have to be in order to enable them. But once this is enabled in the classic designer, the innovation I'm going to share with you now are of course available inside the new Webi interface. And for the people who might ask, okay, I like the new experience, the new way I can consume all my existing Webi document, when can I expect a similar experience for the designer? Once again, the answer is you are working on a new designer for the BI 4.3, which is planned for end of next year, so end of 2019. And you can expect a modernized and simplified Webi experience that will be consistent with a new Webi interactive viewer. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back in the classic designer. So, okay, sorry, just a session question here. Okay, so for the next demo, this time that's something we get in our backlog. It's quite a time now. Let me open a Webi document I've prepared to demo it. The name of the document is Intra-Doc Linking, and Intra-Doc Linking stands for Intra-Document Linking. So, what is it? I'm pretty sure because you are all using Webi, you are all familiar with the open document. Open document allows you to, from a specific Webi document, to pass a context in order to open another Webi document. For example, to go from the summary to the details. And the open document is quite agile because it can open the Webi document, it can open a specific report, or it can open a specific block. By a block, I mean a table or a chart. But there is always a point where I want to go from one report to another report, but inside the same Webi document, the one being open. And you don't want to instantiate a new Webi document to achieve this. So here comes the first innovation, innovation, intra-document linking. This is for usability. Let's take a concrete example. To create a very nice page summary like this one, to provide the details of what your Webi document is all about, to describe the content and the purpose of each report inside your Webi document. And simply by reading this summary, by clicking on a link, I will go immediately in the corresponding report to consult the corresponding information. So it's quite easy. The purpose is really, the very first purpose was really easy. This is a way to create a kind of link that will bring you from one report for a specific document to another report inside the same Webi document and quickly. How does it work? To use it, first you have to be in the design mode. Right click on a specific cell. It can be a free cell or a table cell. Linking, add intra-document link. Click on it. So here we have added this intra-document link next to link to web page or link to document. So link to document is open document. Intra-document link is for intra-document link. So here I have to select the report I would like to jump to. So this one is about coloring. So that's the name of the report. You can create a custom tooltip. So either by building a formula or by choosing a specific object, a dimension, for example. So you can build a dynamic formula, but here we go something very simple. Go to blah, blah, blah. You validate, that's done. Okay, okay, and okay. Behind the scene, what did you do? We have replaced the free text by this HTML tag here. That is the definition of the intra-document linking. So now I've done this, plus we have set the cell as read as happening automatically. You don't have to do this. So once I've done it, normally when I click here, I should go to the corresponding tabs. Why does it doesn't work? Easy. It comes with some security linked to the execution of HTML tag and JavaScript in Webi. Okay. To enable it, you just have to go into the CMC. In the CMC, here we go. You have to go to Applications. You choose a web application, Web Intelligence application, double click, Properties, and you have to enable hyperlinks, JavaScript, and HTML elements. So by default, JavaScript and HTML tag are disabled for a security purpose. You can choose to enable only the HTML tags that are part of the page authorized HTML elements. That's a new page we have added in the CMC since 4.2 Series Pack 5. I'll show it to you quickly. So this is this page where you specify which HTML tag can be executed inside the Webi document. So the list is pre-populated. You can add more tags and you can modify the existing tag. Okay, and once you have done this, if you go back into my Web Intelligence application part, if I double click, that's what this section is about. But to simplify here, I will enable everything. Okay, so I'm going to 7 clauses, my choice. For my e-user, go back to the home page. Now what I have to do, because I've done that, I'm going to save my work, log in, log out, in order to allow the application to consider my my modifications. I'm going to pin my report, so log off. By logging in, I will load my this new authorization, and we will be able now to play with this capability now. Okay, let's reopen the same Webi document. So now JavaScript and HTML tag are enabled. So if I go into my page summary report, still in reading mode, if I click on GeoMaps, it brings me to GeoMaps tab. Let's go back to page summary. If I go to flat axis layout, I'm going to flat axis layout. If I go to waterfall, I'm going to the waterfall document. So let's go into the design mode. So like I show you today, we go from report to report, right? If I do linking edit link, I can choose only a report. Just for your information, at the very beginning, the intent was to let you choose a report or a section inside the report, and even a block, so a table or a chart inside the report. But we didn't have enough time to properly test it, so we decided to hide these two capabilities. But the code is already there inside the size pack 6, but we only surface for you the ability to go from one report to another report, but later we will enable this. Okay, so I show you the behavior of the tooltip. The tooltip, you can see that you have written go to. If I click here, I'm going to the tooltip. Okay, that's the first usage you can imagine. So create a nice page summary and provide the hyperlink that will bring from the page summary to the report. Another way to use this capability is to get rid of all the tabulation you have in Webi, and to use this intra-document linking to create a kind of a dashboard with tabulations at the top of the Webi report that will let you navigate into the different reports. So for example, I've added them here. It's just a table with some nice intra-document linking. And if I click here, axis scaling, I'm going to the axis scaling report. I can go to the Pareto, I can go to the bullet. So I use the color coding as a background to highlight where am I, where I can go. If you want, you can use an image that will display nicely tabs, an image. It's just a matter to place on top of this image an image, to place a free cell that will contain the hyperlink, and by clicking on it, you will get the same behavior. And of course, you will just have to hide the tabulation bar at the bottom of your application by using the UI customization feature. You can achieve this quite easily. Okay, so that's intra-document linking. You can use it in two ways. First, by providing a page summary that will ease navigation inside the document, going from the summary to the detail, or using this in order to replace the tabs navigation by using it by something that will be part of your Webi document. Okay, like this one. Okay, that's intra-document linking. And moreover, don't forget, you have to enable it, enable the JavaScript and HTML tags inside the CMC. Okay, next demo, I would like to show you. If you go here, Okay, new charts. As part of the service pack 6 of 4.2, like for the service pack 4 and service pack 5, we propose you new chart inside Webi. So the two new charts that you have today are the following one. So if I do turn into, you have now a funnel here, this one, and a pyramid. Let's try the funnel. Okay. So here's my funnel chart. It comes with great options, a lot of options. Right. Upload display, let's say general. Okay, let's make it like this. The funnel could look like this or be more conical like this. Right. We have options to choose what is the size of the base versus the size of the top, 90%, 20%. Let's go back to the funnel options to display the information and the label inside or outside. That's basic things. The option I like is the 3D representation of the funnel, which allows you to display them nicely like this. And the pyramid here. Let's make this a pyramid. More transformation. Funnel, pyramid. Okay. Here we go. So of course we have to choose carefully the dimension used, because otherwise the pyramid will be quite well. It will be quite difficult to read. But let's make it. Let's try to make it readable. So area general. Area display, title, legend, hide the legend in this case, to gain some space. Data values, display them inside, apply. What else? I'm going to display it maybe in 3D as well. Here we go. And you can choose a palette if you want. Let's choose this one. Okay. And here we go. My nice pyramid. So they are part of 4.2 SP6 by default. I hope you'll have some great use case in order to use them. Before to move to the next demo, I will do a second pause here just to let Nathan to show you and present you the second poll. Nathan?
Excellent. Yes, I need something to do over here to keep me busy. We've got your next poll here, so I'm going to launch that up on the screen. Do you plan to upgrade in the next 12 months? Pretty simple question. It probably should be on everyone's mind, and I'll be interested to see what the follow-up is to this. Good. Got about half of the people bringing in their votes right now. Keep going. The value really is driven off of everyone being a part of the poll and making it relevant. All right, just the last few seconds. All right, we've gotten pretty stagnant. Pauline, why don't you close us up here?
I'll close that and we'll take a look at the results. Okay, so wow, that's a lot more than I thought. So 22% are waiting for BI 4.3. The majority, 65%, are planning on upgrading to 4.2 SP whatever in the next 12 months. And then a few of you are also, about 11%, going to 4.2 on the cloud. And only 9% aren't planning on any upgrade. So lots of activity with our audience here today.
Definitely.
Okay, so I'm going to hide this. Yeah.
As a follow-up to that, in questions, if you're waiting for BI 4.3, I'm intrigued. What in particular are you waiting for? And you can just discuss in questions. But that's
yes. Cool. Yes, that's a very good question, because we didn't say much about the content of the BI 4.3. So I'll be interesting why you are waiting for the 3 and what would be your expectations. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Okay. So I will hide the results and we can go back to Gregory.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, new charts. Okay, next one. The next one. Okay, next one is you will love this one. This one is very, very interesting for you. Time dimension finally in Webi. So we had this in our backlog since many times, and finally we have it. You have it inside inside the photo 2 size pack 6. So let me explain you how it works. It works nicely first, and really nicely, as long as you have today okay, doesn't want. Let me reopen it. What's going on? As long as you have a dimension which is flagged as a date inside your Webi Tangents document. So, okay, here we go. We're going to save it. So here I have a simple data provider with just two objects, a date and a measure. So, and this is a date. And how to turn this date into a true time hierarchy? Easy. In design mode, you have to do right-click, create time dimension. Here we go. We have a new dialog box that will let you choose several things. So first of all, you can have more than one time dimension for the same date. So let's call it time dim 1. Voila. Let's do things simple. Time dim 1. And the time dim 1 will be composed of the following levels: the day, the month, the quarter, semester, and the year. As part of the UI, you can decide to display additional attributes for each time level. So I'm going to check them. I will show you what is the result of these options. You can specify as part of your selection what is the very first month of the year for you, and what is the first day of the week. So for majority of you, it might be Monday. For some other countries of the world, it might be Friday or even Saturday or even Sunday. So that's it. And you can define the range for your time dimension, meaning that if you want to exclude a portion of your date, you can simply by setting a range, meaning that my dates are running from January this year to September this year, but I want to focus only on the last 6 months. So you're going to do from March to September, for example. You can do this. Okay, once you have done this time dimension, I remove this, you validate, and here we go. And we will build automatically for you all what is necessary in order to consume this inside the Webi document. So let's compare first the result of this. Here I have the classic date coming from my database, which is 1st of July, 1st of August, 1st of September with some amount. So now, because I have a true time dimensions, I have true time axes, and it changes everything. So if I select day of the date with amount, and I bring this in my report. Okay, the output is, you might have noticed that I have more information, which is normal because it is a true time axis. I can manage automatically the whole in my data. So I have information for the very first July, the next one is 1st August. So normally it's normal that I have no data for July 2nd, July 3rd. The next one is August 1st. I have the next data, and so on and so on. So now I have a true time hierarchy. And I can use this if I want to turn this, create a copy, and make it a chart. Here we go, here. If I turn into a bar chart, yes, I have many more information. Okay, let's try to bring something equivalent Here we go. That's the same chart with the same information, but with a true time axis, much more populated, much more density, I would say. So that's why you have to select, maybe to put some min max for your date in order to display the information correctly. Second thing I would like to show you is when you are in reading mode, it comes with some additional capability. Now, because I have a true time hierarchy, right click, I can change easily my level, going from the day to the month automatically, going from the month to the year, etc., etc. And what is true for the table is also true, of course, for a chart. You just have to enable, in this case, the drill, and you will drill along the time hierarchy for the inside your chart. So a true time hierarchy to create great reports. Why did you do that? Because when you create a report, for example, you want to follow your week activity. You don't want Friday to be after Wednesday, simply because you don't have any data for Thursday. You would like to have a true time axis that you display Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Saturday. And if Thursday has no data, you just have no data, that's all. But it's not a reason to hide the Thursday element in the date dimension, which is obviously most of the case, depending on the way you are building your date objects in your database. Okay, so true time hierarchy. By the way, I did several, you might have noticed, and this is another innovation as part of the 4.2 SP06. You have changed the look and feel of the blocks of the table and the chart. You might have noticed when I was doing a drag and drop of objects, that part of the chart inside the canvas, the table look and feel has changed. We no longer use the dark blue for the reader, plus for the body, light gray, white for the rows. Now we have a flat UI. The reader is light gray and the body is white. That's the new CSS that you are implementing for the new tables you will create inside your new Webi document. So only when you create a new table, you will get this new style. And for the chart, same thing. The chart will be displayed more or less like this. No axis being displayed, no vertical axis, no axis, no horizontal axis, no, how to say that? We didn't display the, what's the name of this? Not the labels, but the legend is hidden by default, plus another innovation, the title is generated automatically for you, depending on the way you will feed your chart. So this is amount by date effort, measured by dimension. So we generate this automatically. It will save a lot of time. Plus, we decided to have applied by default all the great options to make the table and the chart look great immediately, without spending time in looking what should I do as part of the many options I have for each of the table and chart to make them great. So we did this for you by default, and only when you create a new table and inside a new Webi document. Okay, another thing I'd like to show you. Now this is more anecdotic, but this is quite important for you. You can create inside the HTML, add a query from text files. So since the 4.2 SP06, you can choose a CSV file or text file to create a Webi document. Before, only Excel was available, so now you can choose a text file or a CSV file. Okay, another thing we did, let me duplicate the query. In a Webi document, you have more than one query most of the time, right? In average, you have 7 queries inside the Webi document. And every time you click the refresh button, the 7 queries are executed. But does it have to be all executed? Most of the time, the answer is no. Imagine you have one query which is there to get the list of products you have in your company. You have 1 million products in your company, 1 million reference. So it represents a huge amount of data sets that you are bringing into Webi. Your list of products doesn't change every morning. So does it make sense to refresh the list of products every morning? No. So now you can achieve this simply by accessing the setting of the query and clicking, where are my properties, edit settings. No, I'm not looking for this one. I'm looking for this one. Cancel. Okay, did we do that? Okay, this option, refreshable. It means that if you check or uncheck this option, the query will be refreshed or not. So the very first thing you have to do is to click refresh all. So it will refresh everything. Let's refresh the 5 queries that you have here. Once you have done that, okay, let's do the way you want to include this. Okay. So I have 5 queries that are refreshed. So if I look at the refresh button, I have 5 queries here. And now if I go back into my edit queries, I can decide to exclude the queries of my refresh pool. So it's easy. I'll go one by one. Exclude, exclude, keep, exclude. Okay. Now you can go perform another refresh. And instead of refreshing all the queries, you will refresh only 1, 2, 3 queries on your pool of 7 queries. And the refresh button reflects this. So using this option, it works for all the data sources, for a text file, for an Excel file, for universes, UNV, UNX, for your BEX query, for your ANA data provider. So you can decide to exclude the queries and you can expect greater performance as a refresh time of your Webi document. Okay, and now is the time for my very last demo. And it's not minor. This last one is very big. This one is called, let me open a specific Webi document, view time security. Here is a nice Webi document that I've built that contain some data, a lot of data. Contain some objects plus some state, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm an admin, I can access all the data. Now, this innovation is the following one. Imagine that now you propose the technology that when a user will open a Webi document, without having to refresh it, the document will filter itself automatically based on some business security profile that you will have previously created and assigned to them. So that's what this innovation is all about. The business security profile, which already exists inside the universes in UNX, now can be used to filter the Webi document at the view time when the end user will open it. And this is quite powerful because you can use this now to greater boost your performance of your Webi document because you don't have to refresh them on open every time. You can simplify your publication instead of multiple bursting for different group of users that need to get different piece of information, but for the same Webi document, you can burst one Webi document with all the information, and this is only at the view time that the end user will access the slice of the data they are allowed to consume. So how does it work? So like I said, it works with the business security profile. So this document is based on eFashion. So you have to go into the information designer tool. So this is the universe I'm using to access the security editor of your universe. And you have to look for a specific group of users. So the users I'm going to restrict is the demo user, GBO1, and the universe I'm going to restrict is eFashion inside this folder. e-fashion. I've already two business security profile created here. They are a little bit different. To create a new business security profile is quite easy. You just have to click here, create new, and you select either you want to hide some objects, meaning that you want to hide the objects, country or category for this user or group of users, or you want to filter. For the objects country, this user will only access the data where country equal France, for example. That's what I did. So the very first one is I can access all the objects, but I can't access category. That's the first security profile I've created. And second one is a filter. I can access only information related to state equal Florida. It's quite easy to build one. You just have to click Insert, Edit Filter. You get the list of objects and you say state equal blah, blah, blah. So it's quite easy to create a business security profile. So now you have two business security profiles ready to use. To enable them, you can go 1 by 1 or 2 by 2 or 3 by 3. It's up to you. So I'm going to select to activate both by checking them. I have to click Save. And there is a very last thing you have to check and verify is that the way the profile will be applied, you have to go in this tabulation. You have to select your universe. Again, here, sample universes, and make sure that business security profile are applied with the and not or, in order to apply any to apply all your business security profile you will have created for this universe on top of your group of users. So I choose and. So you apply and, you save, and here we go. So if we go back to user group, I've applied these two business security profile for the user GBO1 for the universe e-fashion Unix. So let's see the result of this business security profile at the view time. So let's go back into Webi. So this is Webi document I'm going to open. So normally I have a category object here and I have value for state here where Florida plus all the other states are available. I'm going to log off, make it log off and log on and open it again and see the outcome out of this. Okay, just to make sure last time I'm checking that, okay, I have saved my preference. So I have to choose GBO1, enter the password, log on, and I'm going to open the same Webi document and you will see the result. This one, once again, and here we go. It was not a refresh and open, but just at the opening of the Webi document, the objects category, because I'm not allowed to see it and to consume it, I get syntax. We call this obfuscations, which means that I can't see the data related to it. I can't even know that this is a category object. Plus, regarding the filter, I choose state equal Florida, so I see only data related to Florida. And that's it. Another thing maybe to activate it, I mentioned that you have to create business security profile inside the Unix, but there is also one last thing to check to make it work. As part of the document summary, you have to use this option, apply security filtering on open. If you do not check this, it means that the business security profile can be used at the refresh time, right? But because you apply it, it will be used at when you will open the document, etc., etc. Here we go. It was my last demo. I hope you enjoy. Oh, one last important thing, all the things I've shown you inside the designer are, of course, available inside the new interactive viewer into this new interface here. And that's it. Thanks for your attention.
Awesome. So we've had people very busy bringing in some questions. Let's see if we can't tackle a few of these. I know we've come to the time we put on the calendar, but you know, I imagine some people will stick around. So the first one, and I think something on most people's mind, is the release of BI 4.3. It's still scheduled for the end of 2019, correct?
Correct.
Excellent. Here's a good one. Does the animation reduce report performance, and will it be improved?
So, well, animation does not reduce performance. It will be exactly the same, and you will pay it at the opening for the moment of the Webi document. In the future, for the 3, we have a performance task that we will do for the 4.3, where it should not have an impact, and you can expect greater performance because we will change a little bit the way Webi works from an architecture standpoint for the 4.3, and more things, more actions, filtering capabilities, calculations will be done locally and not on the server side, meaning that we will minimize the round trip between the browser and the server, and more things will be done locally. So it means that it will not have an impact.
Very nice. We have another good technical question here. With regard to removing options from the charts, example, removing the refresh button, removing the comment, etc., does that need to be done from the CMC?
Yes, you have to do this inside the CMC. It does. We don't have the choice, and you can control this, meaning that if you don't want to do this for all your users, you can do this by a group of users. But if you want to do this for some reports, you can do this at a folder level as well.
Excellent. Here's an interesting one. So is there any plan to bring all of the BO tools, so Lumira, predictive analysis, dashboard design, into a single platform?
Yes, I think this platform is called SAP Analytics Cloud.
Indeed. And the follow-up to that was if the version is available in the cloud too.
In the cloud, in the sense that if you decide to deploy the 4.2 SP06 in the private cloud, yes, definitely, you can.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Just that's more of a hosting question, not necessarily the version of the software. Here's a good one. When in full screen demonstrating the auto refresh, how do we hide the BI Launchpad menu and SAP toolbar at the top?
Okay. To achieve this, you have to open the Webi document by using the Open Document URL, and you have added a new tag inside the Open Document URL, which is, if I'm correct, S-type equal compact. In this case, you will get only the menus corresponding to the web interface, meaning that the BI Launchpad, your browser will this kind of toolbar will be removed. I'm not sure of the tag, but for sure this is available since 4.2 Pack 5.
Excellent. Next question, can we migrate from SP3 to SP6 directly?
Yes, we provide a service pack, which is an update in this case to achieve this.
Excellent. So Intra-Doc linking, is this only in Classic, or is it also available in the new Fiori viewer?
You enable this into the Classic Designer, and the output, the result of what you will have created, can be used inside the Classic DHTML and inside the new interactive viewer.
Perfect. That makes sense. So here's an interesting one. So the question is more of a discussion around search functionality in 4.2 at the folder and document level. This person evidently is in 4.1 and is just mentioning that the earlier versions were kind of lacking with regard to being able to search on the platform.
Yeah. Yeah. So in 4.2 Service Pack 4, we have completely okay, we have created a new search since 4.2 Service Pack 4. And I can just say now that it simply works. The time needed to index your information, depending on the granularity you have selected, has been improved by 1,000%. So we did a test inside our internal repository. We have an internal repository with, if I'm correct, 200,000 objects. By objects, any type of document, Webi report, Crystal report, and so on and so on. And before, for the 2 Service Pack 4, we needed 3 hours to index. When we did a very first test with 4.2 Service Pack 4, it took us 10 minutes.
Nice.
Plus the search, meaning the search performance is much greater. Yes. So it simply works now.
That's a big improvement. Can a parameter like a prompt or input control be passed via the intra-document locking?
No. No, it will be the next step. The next step is after the next step. And the next step is really to allow the intra-document to select, to point to a section or a block. Next would be to pass maybe some context. Yes, it would make sense to pass, for example, input control, even if you have already a global input control to achieve this. Yeah, I discuss the point to pass a context.
Right. So, and by the way, if you have follow-ups to these discussions, feel free to add them in here. If we can't get to them, we'll certainly follow along in the email. So here's a good one. So with regard to jumping from a pyramid to the detail of what made the pyramid, can you accomplish that in 4.6 or SP06 rather?
Excuse me, could you repeat the question, please?
So in a pyramid chart,
yes, yep.
Can you jump from the pyramid to the detail of what made the pyramid?
Okay. Yes, but not by doing a job. So if the intent is to use open document and to say when I click on the pyramid, I have an open document that will open another Webi document that will show me the details. No, I can't place an open document on top of a chart for the moment, but you have the plan to fix this for the tree. What you can do is when you click on the pyramid, the details can be displayed below the pyramid into another table. And here we have some techniques to display the details only when you click on your pyramid. By using element linking and using some show hide table.
Okay, so now I've found the section where we were talking about what people were waiting for in 4.3. So
yep.
One comment is a fully functional Fiori Launchpad.
Okay, this is the plan, because for the next BI 4.3, you will get only the new BI Fiori Launchpad and only the new BI Fiori Launchpad. So no classic BI Launchpad anymore. So first thing, so the parity has to be there and will be there. And for Webi, same thing. We will deliver only the new Webi interactive viewer plus the new designer, which should be in which will be or are already in HTML5. So no Java plugin anymore, no Java applet anymore.
Excellent.
Same thing for the Webi Rich client. It will be based on the new interactive viewer plus the new designer in HTML5 that we will deliver as a desktop tool.
All right, so here's another one. I'm waiting on the ability to use objects from another query for one. I'm not sure exactly. Does that ring true to you? I'm not sure what that means.
I don't find the question in the list.
That's okay. Here, so here's a question regarding the time dimensions, creating a time dimension. Can you only do that inside the classic or also in the new Fiori viewer?
No, you do this into the classic designer, and what we'll have created can be consumed in the classic reader and inside the new interactive viewer. Once again, the interactive viewer is a viewer and not a designer. So to enable the time dimension, you have to be into the classic designer. But what we will do, once again, can be consumed in any Webi client, the DHTML, the classic DHTML, and the new interactive viewer. In the future, 4.3, this capability will be present in the new designer in 4.3, of course.
Excellent. Another time dimension question. I think you answered this, but is there a way to exclude weekends, Saturday and Sunday, from the data?
I think that would be doable. I have to check. That would be doable. Oh, because along the time hierarchy, you would like, okay, you would like to maybe a week composed of Monday to Friday and not expose Saturdays and Sunday. Okay, doable. I have to check.
Right on. So when we do a new query from Excel, can we pull in a network folder into the Launchpad version now, or do we have to use the Citrix or Rich client still?
Okay, so the easiest way is to use the upload of your Excel file inside the BI Launchpad. This is the easiest way. There is another way, but which is a little bit more difficult to implement. Specifically, we want to make this agile. This is to create a Webi document on top of Excel by using the Webi Rich client, and the Excel you're going to use is based into a specific shared folder, etc. Once you have created this kind of Webi document, the best is to make the shared folder as part of the SAP BusinessObjects folder on your server. Because once you have done this, Webi can pick, once we will have published the Webi document you have created this way into the BI Launchpad, if you update one of the Webi Excel, which will be shared inside a shared folder inside the SAP BusinessObjects folder structure, Webi can pick it automatically and use it automatically. A little bit to explain, but if you want more details, let me know. I can re-explain it.
Awesome. So just while we're working through the end of these questions here, I definitely want to get, please let us know the 360 Suite team is here supporting the BusinessObjects community. Our solutions are designed to help ease the management and risk and give you greater visibility around BusinessObjects. And so if we could be of any help for you and your team, just let us know. So the next question is merging dimensions as a result that reflects a true outer join between records from different data providers. Has the option become available in 4.2 or will be included in 4.3?
Okay, not in 4.2. That's the plan for 4.3 to let you choose the type of join you would like to perform. It was a high request since recently, but you have lowered this functionality for the moment. But for sure, for 4.3, we will consider this item.
Excellent. Is there any possibility to change the chart names?
The chart legend names, I fear that the answer is no. As of today, we can't. You can hide the legend title, make it display or not, but you can't change the name. I don't think so. No.
Gotcha. Next question: Is there a way to hide the column that the user does not have access to?
The columns that the user does not have access to. You mean the column in the table of the Webi document? So in this case, yes, I think the good use case is to use the view term security and to apply a business security profile that will hide the columns that they are not allowed to consume. So okay, it won't be hide. We will obfuscate them. Oh, that's another question. Oh, I'm afraid to say no. Otherwise, you can do some tricks by using the username with if and else and not displaying it this way. But it's not what you are expected. No.
Here's an interesting one. Probably a different topic, but can a document be called from outside of Webi, like Salesforce, for example?
Call, yes, by using the open document, yes.
Awesome. So here's a 4.2 SP6. Does 4.2 SP6 patch 200 come out the first week of October?
I don't know when will be released the patch 2, right? That's the patch 2. I don't know, but that's information. Well, we can check.
I was thinking it was awful aggressive to already have 200 patches, but you know,
yeah.
I'm reading. Will drill paths work on BEX queries?
Drill path, yes, it works already. When you consume a Webi document built on top of a BEX query, when you consume it, if you do right click, you have drill focus. And if you use drill focus, it will be possible for you to drill up and down along your hierarchical dimension. That's available today.
Excellent. Does 4.2 SP6 patch 2 fix the bus with error unspecified exception? I'm not sure what the bus is.
I don't know. That's too generic. I don't know. If you have a specific
right,
so Simon, you can check. But
still here. Yeah, if you're still here, feel free to specify some more. Does existing reports from legacy Webi view display properly in the new interface? So do you have to recreate any?
Okay, not only they display properly, but they really look great, and the way you're going to consume them is even that's greater, is even better. You don't have to redesign them. You can open all your existing Webi documents inside the new Web Intelligence interactive interface.
Awesome. Only a couple more here. Are there any plans for SAP to deprecate the classic BI Launchpad?
So it won't be deprecated because the BI Launchpad will stay as part of the 4.2 stack, but 4.3 inside the 4.3 you will get only the new BI Fiori Launchpad.
Excellent. So here's one, I think you answered this, but is it possible to create reports directly in Fiori, or is it only the report view and integrating with reports?
So you can't create report directly in the Fiori, in the new interactive viewer. We have an option that will let you open the same document you are viewing inside the classic designer. So to achieve this, to get a consistent experience, you will have to wait the BI 4.3. So really, the new interactive viewer is here to propose you a very good experience in a modern interface for all your existing Webi documents.
Awesome. So this is interesting. So this gentleman says the public folders and categories used to work together. which he liked. Will that be made available again?
Public folder and category used to work together, which I like. Used to work together. So I would like to better understand, because I'm not sure we have changed this. So if you have more details to provide me, this can help me to understand. So from my answer so far, I'm not aware of any change in the way the public folder and categories are working together. So I would assume it works as it has worked since 4.0, I would say.
So here's an interesting one. Can we auto refresh the document on open with initial default prompts values passed?
Can we automatically refresh document on open with initial default prompt value passed? So the question is, if you enable the auto refresh, can you pass some default prompts? Yes, you can.
Awesome. So this looks like a two-part question. So in the query panel, can you select objects from another query? And it's currently grayed out with regard to a BW, a universe built on BW.
Oh yes, this functionality is not available for BW because it's complex, and BEX is complex is a complex technology to implement these kind of things. Yeah. So do we have this as part of the backlog? Yes. Priority is medium low currently, because that's really complex to get this to select object from another query for BEX query.
Gotcha. So is there a way to refresh all documents and save them automatically on a weekly basis?
Can you refresh document on open? No. Can you repeat, please? Excuse me, Nathan. Can you repeat the question, please?
Oh, right. Is there a way to refresh all the documents and save them automatically on a weekly basis? I mean, frankly, that sounds like a scheduling.
Yes,
you
exactly.
would schedule to refresh documents and then save the instance to a shared folder or wherever.
Yes, it sounds to be a job for the scheduler. Yes, definitely.
So here's a follow-up to the Excel piece. So I understand his answer about Excel, but my question is about, can you initially pull in Excel from a shared document from the Launchpad version of Webi?
Pull in Excel from a shared document from the Launchpad version of Webi. Pull in Excel from shared document to Launchpad. So is the question, okay, I'm not sure to get it, because, sorry for my English, but if the question is, can I, from the Launchpad or from Webi, generate an Excel and you want to save this in a shared document, I would say that would be doable, yes. But maybe I didn't get it right.
All right, so here's a follow-up to the 4.2 SP6 question from Simonis. So they upgraded to 4.2 SP6 on a weekend and then noticed a bug which gives the error unspecified exception. We get it on reports with a BEX query source where there's more than 100,000 rows. I found a note that is in the product book, but it's not written exactly when it is going to be fixed.
Okay, I can have a look at the SAP note if you share it with me.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. So Simonis, expect some follow-up there. And frankly, we've gone so far over time, but this is such a good access for Gregory as well as all the people attending to get to express their questions and have access to SAP, that I wanted to make sure we got as many of these questions answered as possible. If you'd like follow-up, please let us know. As you can see, Gregory's information is here, and SAP is listening, thankfully. It's beautiful. And Gregory, hard at work at making that all come to fruition. So if you've got more that you'd like to share, make sure that you're doing so and being vocal about it, because that's what SAP is.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for attending, and we look forward to connecting with you again in the future. So stay in touch, and we will talk with you then. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot, Nathan. Thanks a lot, Pauline.
Thank you.
Nathan, do you stay online?
Gregory.
Thank you.